Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Battlefield Artisans and that. So we are here with Staff Sergeant Jeannette Jordan and Sergeant First Class retirees, Jeffrey Beever, and that.
Yeah. I don't know who I'm with. What happened to your beard?
What?
What
Oh,
happened to your beard?
I had an accident and I was trimming it. And I said, oops, and I had to shave it all off.
Oh, man, I hope it grows back for Christmas.
Me too. And that, so it's getting kind of chilly here, so, my face, it's kind of.
Yeah, I know that beard is nice and warm when you have a beard in your face. Anyway, so how was your week?
My week is very eventful.
Yes.
And so.
What do you got going on this weekend?
Busy. I'm going to be up in Timonium, Maryland.
Okay.
A gun and knife show up there Saturday and Sunday from 9. It starts at 9 and goes until 4 on Saturday, and then from 9 until 3 on Sunday.
Oh, you're gonna be busy.
You bet. They're looking at anywhere between I think 3,000 to 4,000 people.
And I'll be praying for you that day. Anyway, you know what time it is? It's time for Observances Day.
Crazy Observance Day or just Observance Day?
Observance Day.
All
Ready?
right. Let's get going.
All right. We don't have many, so okay. We have International Day of Nonviolence.
Ooh. That's a good one. I think that should be every day. And not just one day.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. International Walk to School Day. Now, I would have a problem with that. What if your school is 10 miles away? You're going to walk to school 10 miles?
I did. I used to run to school. What? Remember back in the day, it was like, I had to walk through a ton of snow just to get to the bus stop. Remember back in the day where you didn't have to worry about having to get carpool to school and all that good stuff?
I was in the city. I had to take 3 trains and a bus.
Oh, okay. So what was
I went to the west side and then get on a bus to go further down.
Oh, all right. So what was the L train or the
It was the 4 train to the shuttle. So 4 train to 42nd, take the shuttle from east to west, then take the number 1 all the way to 51st Street, then go upstairs. We were in 8th Avenue, and then to take the bus to all the way to 11th Avenue.
How long did it take you?
Every morning it was about a good 45 minutes. So I was up by 5, going to school by 6. We had a group of us. We always met on every stop. So we would meet in the corner and we would just go to school. And, and coming out of school was the same thing. But it was fun because we had to stop and play at the arcade.
Oh, all right.
Remember the arcade? Put in quarters and cheating. My thing was Pac-Man. I love me some Pac-Man. Yeah. What did you play?
I think Asteroids.
Oh, I remember that. I know. Yup. That was fun. Okay, National Custodian Day. That's very important because not everybody likes to clean a building. So,
You got that right. Got that right. I was a custodian for a while.
I was a custodian too in the schools.
Yeah.
I became a teacher. Yep.
And did you ever do what do they call those buffer races?
Oh.
The buffers?
Yeah, all the time. Yes. That was for the end of the year, not during the school year, though. Only on weekends.
You never did buffer races?
I did, but we didn't call it a buffer race. We just said buffing.
But no, didn't you ever sit on it, and hit it and try to have races down the hallway?
No. No, we didn't do that. No.
I guess I had too much time in my hands when I was in the army. That's what we used to do. We used to have buffer races.
I learned how to buff in basic training. That was my first buff, and I had to buff the barracks. Man, I thought I
Okay.
was wrong. That thing, when I first started it, it went poof. I went with it. The drill started to laugh. He said, "You get used to it."
But you know what? You know where I learned mine? I
Where?
was 12 years old, and they had a summer program back when I was growing up, where they took inner city kids and they placed them in certain city jobs. And I was a custodian assistant. My and I worked at my junior high school, and that's how I learned how to buff and wax and take all that stuff out. So when I joined the military, I had an ace in my hole.
I'm not even gonna say nothing.
Okay, next.
Okay, next. National Fried Scallops Day.
Scallops? Oh, I can go for some good scallops.
Yep, but in Florida, the season's over. So
Really?
this is pretty late. Yeah, there's no more scallops. They stopped the season already.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Okay.
get some nice lemon sauce.
Yeah. National Kale Day.
Kale.
Kale. Now this one is okay. The next one is funny. And why would they make a day of that? National Name Your Car Day.
Name your car day?
Name your car day. Like, okay, Bluey.
Like kablooey?
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, when you're saving all your pennies and all your dimes and stuff like that to make that major purchase, it's like, that's your baby.
It is my baby, but to name your car day, okay, I'm giving up on that one. You go with it. You go with it if you want. Okay.
Oh, believe me, I can go with it.
Okay, National Pumpkin Seed Day. I can see that.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin is October, right?
Yep.
I can see that. This other one, I'm gonna kill it because it's not part of my culture, but it's Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think that is the start of the Jewish holidays.
Okay, but in October.
I could be wrong. I'm
I
not.
don't know, so I admit I don't know what that is. Okay, and the last one you're gonna like because it goes with your cartoon. World Farm Animals Day.
World's Farm Animals Day.
Yep.
Man, I can go along on that one.
Yeah, World Farm Animals Day. That's a lot of words. Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta get my script ready for Cluck Norris.
Yeah, you do gotta get your script ready for Cluck Norris. If y'all don't know what Cluck Norris is, just wait for it. That is a funny name. Anyway, so today, we're gonna go ahead and
we are going to pick up where we left off last week about benefits.
Yes.
And like Jeannette was saying, she used boots to troops.
No.
And
troops
to teachers. Troops to teachers. Okay.
Right. Boots to business is the other one.
Okay.
One is troops to teachers. And I have the website pulled up, so I'm going to share my screen. It is a wonderful program. If any of you soldiers that are out there that are retired don't know what to really do, and this program right here, I used it. I got out in 2014. It's been around for a hot minute, and then recently I read here that it's been, it was stopped for a while. Okay, so what's troops to teachers? Okay, the troops for teachers is a a program helps service members and veterans to become certified and employed as teachers in K through 12 schools. As military service member or veteran, you possess the skills, discipline, and dedication that can make a significant impact in the field of education. With fewer teachers available, there is an urgent need for individuals with these skills to fill teaching positions. Now, let me tell you something. Okay, that statement right there couldn't be ever so true. Let me explain. When when I was a custodian, I started as a custodian, right? And one of the classes were like horrific. I mean, you had kids jumping out the window. It was just a misbehaved class, right? Nobody had control over it, and it had two teachers in it. Well, it went through three teachers. They all quit. They said, "No, I can't do this anymore." So, my principal at that time, her name was Jamie Young, and she was the principal in Guilford County Schools, right? And no, Hernando School System. Sorry, and it was the eighth grade class, and I went in there and they called me, and my boss calls me. He goes, "The principal want to see you." I said, and they all made fun of me like, "Oh, you in trouble." I said, "What I do?" Now, the reason why I was working at night is because I was a custodian. And I liked it because in the daytime I can do my internship or find a place to do my internship, right? I can teach, follow the teachers around, and then in the night I would change and then become the custodian. So teachers were about a bit confused, but they didn't know that I was getting my master's in teaching, right? With a minor in ESOL. So when the teacher quit, she just left. She couldn't take it anymore. The principal called me and she goes, "I understand you're doing your internship." And I say, "Yeah, I'm in the program to teach for teachers, and I'm doing my internship right now to, get my degree." She goes and she says, "Well, I would like to know, would you like to start? I know you don't got your certification yet, but I can give you a permanent substituting position." That means you're a substitute teacher. You get paid as a substitute teacher, not a real teacher, because you don't got your license yet. But you can work as a substitute. And since I already had all my background and everything, they had to go ahead. They didn't have to do anything but put me in the class, right? And I told her one thing. She says, "I know you can handle it." I said, "One thing. If I take over that class, I have to do it my way, not anybody else's way." Okay? Because at that time I could. And I told her, and I said, um, I need to take total control. So I went and I met the ESC teacher. There was an ESC teacher for kids, and she couldn't handle the class either, but she wouldn't quit. She's been there for a long time. So I finally went in the class, and I think I even scared her. I said, "I need total control of the class. I need you to let me do what I need to do to take control of the class and let them know who I am." Okay. And that's when these skills came in handy. And the first day they came back, and so it was like the Christmas break. So when they came back in January, they didn't know what happened. All they know is I had them standing in the hallway. Now this is a school that the hallway was outside, so I had them stand in the line, and I gave them the drill sergeant treatment, and they were like scared. You didn't hear a pin drop that day. The principal came by, and she's like, she couldn't believe the class. It was quiet. You couldn't hear a pin drop. Okay, it was really quiet. By the end of the year, I had kids putting on army ties and belts because they really love me and the way they say, "Oh, we love you," and everything. And I came in strong, but and then you level off, to have that respect. These skills are necessary because sometimes the kids in the classroom, they need discipline. Okay. And the discipline I'm talking about is you let them know you can't walk all over me. Because see, that's the problem with these schools these days. Teachers can't have that control. They don't have that control. But to defend them, they don't have the backing either. You
Right.
know.
Most
So
definitely.
yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, as soldiers, this troops to teachers class is free. First of all, you don't have to pay for it. I didn't know if you knew that, but it's totally funded by the government. And it says, regardless of what subject areas and grade level you want to teach, each state has a specific education testing certification license, requirement of eligibility, a list of states, national, and resources provided to further down on the web page. So There are multitudes of opportunity of service members to become certified K-12 public school teachers. States are continuing to innovate and approve high quality and affordable education programs. Over 30 states have registered teacher apprenticeship programs where you can earn and learn, allowing candidates to obtain their teaching credentials while earning a salary. In addition, teacher residence and grow your own programs are on the rise. To learn more about becoming a certified locating teaching opportunities, please review the state. Now, this website is where I found this is TAP events dot mil dot ttt slash, because it's troops for teachers, so they have teaching 3 T's. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is a fun fact or crazy fact that I didn't know. But back in, let me see, program updates. As of May 16, 2024, the Troops to Teachers program was reauthorized on December 27, 2021 via the National Defense Authorization Act of fiscal year 2022. It was canceled October 1st of 2020. I didn't know that. I never knew that even that, but they stopped it. So I'm lucky that I took my training, and I'm gonna tell you how I went through that. While the program was reauthorized, the Truth for Teachers program did not receive an appropriation to fund to restart the program back then. So now it was officially resigned Dante's to Military Civilian Transition Office of October 1st, 2023. The program is currently operating with a minimal staff and resources. For additional information, please email this address right here, which is a long address. But if you just Google Truth for Teachers and find this website right here, you're good to go. But these are all the states that is covered right here. All of the states that cover Truth for Teachers. All the 50 states have the program.
Right.
I never thought it was like that. I always thought it was just Florida, or this has come a long way, because when I first started, it was here.
Right. Well, actually, back in, I think, 2004, 2000, in that time frame, what the Troops to Teachers, they were looking for teachers or military personnel to go through this program and go to troubled areas, troubled schools,
Mm-hmm.
and that. And what they would do is you take your art or your military records of all the schooling, like for me, I went through all my NCOES schools. I went through specialized schools, and they would convert that to college credits. So, like reading, so basically this program is awesome because you've already went through that training, and what they do is they sort of like take your military training and look at the curriculum of the teacher's degree,
Right.
and and be able to, and it's just not being an athletic coach or like a sports, arts and crafts. You can get your different degrees and go that way too.
Right. And that's the whole thing. It said right here, it covers any subject. So
Right.
any subject will be arts and craft. It will be anything like that. I think if I were to do it again, I would do arts and crafts. But I was an ESOL teacher, English as a second language.
Right.
I didn't have arts and craft, then I just painted, And these are all the like I'm gonna pick Florida just because they have all the states here, and this is crazy. But in Florida, they have the Pathways to Teaching, which is a grant, licensing information, employment opportunities, and military veteran support. So these are the ones that they have to go to in Florida. What state you're in? Maryland?
Yep.
Okay. So Maryland. Okay, they got the Pathways to Teaching and licensing information. So Florida has a little bit more,
Right.
grants for them to go. But this is an excellent program. And national programs, look at this, it's backed up now with Become a Teacher at DOD school. Okay.
Mhm.
Junior RNT, become a junior ROTC instructor. Now, I was going to do that because I really wanted to teach these kids a lesson. I wanted them to run 2 miles in the track and field. I almost was going to become an ROTC teacher, but the school that I went, I left. But let me tell you something. This junior ROTC, I'm dying to. I would love to do that. Get these kids back in shape and tell them who's who. Because let me tell
Right.
you, ooh, that's a good one right there, right there, right there.
I mean, and it's just not. It's just not physical. You know, it's just not physical. I mean, it teaches you. You know, ROTC teaches you the history of the military. It teaches you. You know, it goes into the branch. You know, when the branches were inaugurated, or I guess
When they were created. And
created.
they also teach them about how to be a good citizen. That's one of
Yes.
the things that the ROTC also teaches is how do you're a good citizen, how to become a good citizen. They actually, you have to do so many hours of volunteerism, like 80 hours or something like that. So yeah, they have all of that. And, you get federal student aid if you need it. This is our justice. So if it says frequently asked questions. What services are currently available? Referral services are identified as the webpage for both national and state level resources. Um, and then they have dates to submit applications, verifications, and stipend and bonuses. And they have, also, if, you want to contact information, they have a name here. It's Teresa Daniels, 703-209-7544. And she's out of Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia.
Yeah, that's in my backyard.
Uh-huh.
I go
So
knock on the door.
right. So this is something that I think, if any soldier that's watching this, or if you know any veteran soldier that's watching this and they're in the stage of I don't know what to do. Because when we spend 20 years in there, we don't come out with they say that you can come out. Well, let me backtrack, okay? Because I went in as a 92 golf, which is a cook. I, could have been a chef. I could have been working in the school system, made a career. I could have been in the school system working and the kitchen and run that kitchen.
Right.
So that could have been my career, but I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. I wanted to teach, so I taught. Now, if I think it over, I think I should have been better in the kitchen. No joke. Anyway, but let's there, shall we? But anyway, so it's whatever you have. Now, some people take their military career and they go and they take it into the civilian world. But then you have those soldiers that they were in war, so they know how to shoot and throw bombs. Fortunately, in the civilian world, there is no job that does that unless you're talking about a demolition man, okay,
Mm-hmm.
a demo man, and there are few jobs like that. You gotta be so skilled. But what I like is that if you just come out of basic and you're going into AIT and you're young and you don't know what to do, there's so many programs. Take a troops to teachers class, okay? Last week we were talking about boots to business, but you got to have a business in mind. This one is more direct. This one, they actually prepare you to be teachers. And it has been around for a while. I didn't know it was canceled, but I'm glad it's back because it is one of those things that you want to go ahead and if you want to give back to your community, that's a nice way to do it. And believe it or not, these kids will not hand. Every time I used to tell the kids, like when I was teaching fifth grade math, I had to, when I would say, you want to hear my stories? Well, you got to earn it. That means all of you got to do your work. And it would work. And one day I taught them about what's an MRE. They were fascinated. They went home, I know how to do an MRE. It's like I took my experiences and I brought them in. Then I brought in the flags and the medals and they got to see that. And they were like, ooh, you know how little kids are. Ooh, and you just feel so cute because they're just like amazed. They think you're amazing. It's nothing but adoration from a little kid that makes you feel happy. These little kids, especially the younger ones, they love it. And then you have the high schoolers that just want to be you. I had 1 year, I was a teacher right here in a private school. It was a Christian school. And she said, I want to be you. And I said, excuse me, what do you mean by that? She goes, I want to go in the Army. Well, after high school graduation, I wasn't here. I think I was in Indiana. She graduated and she went to the Army in basic training and she finished and she's back home. And I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, she finished. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so proud of her. She did really good. So
That's
I have
good.
a lot of high school kids, because I've been teaching a long time. I was more like a sub than anything else. I was always in the classroom. But the fact that the Army, had this program, and I knew that I really liked being in the classroom, it was good to know that I can go to school. Now, the program is not a degree, but you can continue with the degree. Like, for example, you get this certification, and I took it to Walden University. And Walden University then you can go ahead and go for your master's there in teaching. So this was a certificate program enough for you to pass the test, because to become a teacher, you really just need to pass the test. And this program was only 9 months. In 9 months, you could become a teacher instead of 4 years. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So to me, if you don't want to have school loans as a veteran, and you just want to go ahead and get a program to start working and becoming a teacher, if you really want to be a teacher, just go for the Truth for Teachers. They can go ahead and do that, which is a good program to have. So that was interesting to experience, and I really did love the program. And I was a teacher for 19 years, and then I retired. So it was
Sure.
good. Military skills did work well. So
Yeah.
that's something to talk about.
And like you said, with all my background or my education through the military, or all the courses that I went through,
Mhm.
and having them look at my records and being able to give me credits
Mhm.
towards that degree,
Mhm.
and that I can remember, it's like, civilian, they look at, because we have acronyms,
Mhm.
all these acronyms, for certain jobs or certain job titles.
It's a
you know,
whole different language. I mean,
right.
just the other day we were talking about saying, when we're talking to someone and we're talking to them in alphanumeric, they were like, what's that? I'm like, okay, because sometimes over the phone the S's and the F sound the same.
Right.
The TEs, they sound the same. So, those of you who don't know, you got Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta,
Right.
and we were talking like that, and the lady was like, "What is that?" It's like, "Oh, okay. Well,
Or it's like my last name,
uh-huh,
Bravo Echo Echo Victor Echo Romeo.
uh-huh."
You know,
And I would
and
know what that is. I would
you
definitely
know,
know what that is.
but because some people mispronounce the V versus B.
Mm,
Beever. So I do that phonetic, and it's just nature. And then it's like, what did you just say? Oh, okay, sorry. Or it's like, it's like some of the, they try to do the phonetic alphabet. You
and they
know,
go apple.
apple or cat. It's like, what? It's like,
But that's how we teach the kids. When we're learning, we go, A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, D is for dog. So that's them, and we get that. So when we go our alphabet, they look at us like, nah, man, no.
or it's just like your numbers too.
Yeah.
When you're doing radio calls and stuff like that. 3 means tree. Tree. Niner. Niner.
Nine
Yeah.
is niner, and they're
Yeah.
like 0. It's funny. I used to, now I understand a little bit more, and I appreciate when they would talk over the radio. You hear, and that was my favorite class when we were in basic training, to learn all that. I loved it so much. I love languages. So to me, that was learning a whole brand new language. And I caught that sucker just like this. I got 100 in that class. I said, let's go, Bravo Charlie, let's go. I was having fun with it. But it's always fun to reminisce about the good old days. Anyways,
Sure.
so
And
anyway, let's go ahead. It's almost time for us to go, but I hope that you are able to share this with someone that, is looking for that little oomph, and that was in the military, or they just don't know what to do and they need that little extra money or something. They tell them about this program. It's fully funded by the government. You can just go ahead and you don't even have to worry about it. So that's a good thing.
definitely.
Um, uh, don't forget to follow us. We do have email now. Yay!
Yes, you
So
do. Yes, you do.
Jeffrey is gonna go ahead and put it up there, but it's battlefieldartisans@gmail.com. Okay, if you ever, want to go ahead and email us, it's battlefieldartisans@gmail.com, and give us any questions or topics. If you have any topics that you would like to see on here that we can find out for you, I'm a researcher. I'm a researcher. I love to research
Right.
everything. So go ahead and give us an email, and we'll go ahead and answer it back as soon as we can. But at
Most,
this time, yeah, Jeffrey,
and like I said, you gave me that challenge. I
yes.
need to get that email up and running by this program.
That's a good soldier. You tell them time and day, and they have it done. Get her done. That's all I got to say. Get her
I got it done.
And
And,
remember, we are here live at the Creative Spirit channel. And don't forget to follow us also at the Creative Spirit channel. And we are having a big event. I think next week I'll write down all the events so we can tell. But the biggest one is October 25th. We're going to go ahead and have Jenny and I are going to go ahead and have a good day. We're going to be an hour on the show. And we're going to have a good time dressed in costumes and everything and talking about the vendors. So y'all vendors better be ready because we're going to be talking about you pretty much.
you got that right. And I already got my stuff already
Right.
put in, I guess.
Okay. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining us. And right now, let's go ahead. Oh, I think we have another announcement, the St. Jude one. That is December 3rd. And that's
Yep.
a 12-hour. And, people challenged us because they think that me and Jenny can't talk that long. We can talk 3 days straight, I think, without no sleep.
But
I be like, oh yeah, we were continuing talking. So that's me and Jenny. So yeah, look forward to that. More information to come on that. Look, if you have joined our email list, it should be on the newsletter. So you want to go to www.creativespiritchannel.com. That is where you sign up for the newsletters and information, so you can be up to date on everything that we're doing here at the Creative Spirit channel.
you got that right. And we're on Facebook now, Battlefield Artisans on
Battlefield
Facebook.
Artisans on Facebook. Yes.
And we're coming up with some good ideas.
Yes.
And that for material and that. So
and people, I think I might have some of it next week.
Hey, that I'm looking forward to it. And that.
Yes.
So until next time, next Wednesday, please subscribe. Please stay tuned, and we'll keep in contact. Bye now.